I hope you're all well and you're enjoying the sun that we get some days and the rain we get others. I hope you're looking forward to doing some humanities. So let's get started. Okay, so today's lesson is on hieroglyphs. Hieroglyphs can be known as hieroglyphs or hieroglyphics. So I'll refer to them as both things as we go through the lesson today. I'm just going to get my special pen up. So first of all, I want to say a big thank you. Some children have sent me some paper mache work that I didn't even send in on the last video, so really impressed there. So that was Branshika, Dennis, Dana Sherry, Maya and Mohammed Raza, and you've all received class chart points from me, so well done. I look forward to receiving some emails. Haven't received any emails recently, so I hope we'll get some there. This week there'll be a lot more purple mache things that you can get on with. So we went through these signs last week. So we had our pause sign. This is when you stop the video. This one here is when you need to write something down. And this one here is a new one today. So this is new. And this is when you need to go onto a website or use the internet. So today's lesson, you will need a pencil, a ruler, paper or exercise book that you were given when we first went into lockdown, access to purple mache, the worksheet. There's two worksheets on the school website. So there's one called Egyptian Hieroglyphs and there's one called Crack the Egyptian Gods' Names. You'll need both of those, okay? So pause the video while you find your things you'll need for today's lesson. So today's LI is by the end of the lesson you'll be able to understand what hieroglyphics are and you'll be able to translate some of them into English. You'll know why they were used in ancient Egypt and why they were important, and you'll be able to relate them to how we use them today. Pause the video and write down the LI. So, here's a bit of a recap. So, this is a bit fun. On purple mache, you will have a Pharaoh quiz that I have done for you. In your to-do. So if you don't know how to get there, let me just see if I can show you. So on purple mache, you should be able to go to your to-dos and it will be up there ready for you. It's not up there yet because it's a couple of days in advance, so it will be there for you when it's time to do it. Just as a note, these are where the other things that I set you are. So at the moment there's chapters 1, 2 and 3 of Beth and the Nile, with a multiple choice quiz as well. While I'm here, I'll show you how to get to the documents on the Grange website. I know most of you know, but I'll go through it anyway. So grange.harrow.sch.uk and you go to online learning. And when it loads, you'll go down to year 3, and then there is, under topic, the 2 sheets you will need. You don't need to print them, but you do need to be able to see them, okay? Right, we'll go back to this now. So, I want you to do the Pharaoh quiz. It's all based on last week's learning, so I look forward to being able to see how much you've learnt. You will need to press the hand in button here because I will be marking them. I haven't set it to mark for you, so I look forward to seeing how much you guys know. Right, so pause the video while you do this and then start the video back up again. So hieroglyphics were a type of writing system that was mainly created by the ancient Egyptians. Ancient Greeks used them moving further forward into history, but it was mainly used by ancient Egypt. So our language, English language, has 26 letters. Now you might know another language that has far more letters, or sounds, shall we say. So we have 26 letters, but hieroglyphics had over 700 different characters. That's an awful lot to learn. It was a form of art because all the letters, the hieroglyphs, they are little pictures. They're not like our letters, they are pictures. And it was first found on pottery. Pottery's like vases, it's made with clay, and it was used for all of their plates and everything like that back in ancient Egypt. We've learned about a lot of people in the hierarchy in ancient Egypt, and not many people could read or write, but the scribes needed a system to write down everything. So all the tax, what the pharaoh's laws were, the orders. So this is what they used, hieroglyphics, and they used to write on papyrus. And this little picture here is an example of papyrus and the ancient hieroglyphics. Hieroglyph literally means sacred or special carving. Pause the video and write down a few notes about what hieroglyphics are. So, I want you to have a look at this sheet. What do you notice? Okay, there's a couple of things I notice. I notice that U and W are the same. So that might become quite difficult when you are writing. I noticed that there's a ch hieroglyph and a sh hieroglyph and a hieroglyph for man and woman. I wonder why that is. I wonder if any of you guys know. I just want to actually say thank you to Twinkles. So we're using Twinkles sheets here, and they are, as you can see, downloaded from Twinkle, and they are on the school website as well. So the Rosetta Stone, and actually I think it's in the British Museum, it's really cool, is really, really famous because it contains hieroglyphic script, and it's written in 3 parts. It took 20 years to translate it and decode it, and it was found back in 1799, which is quite a long time ago. Nobody around now has lived in 1799. And the first 2 texts were written in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, and the third text was written in ancient Greek hieroglyphs. As you can see that there's 3 clear parts to it. Pause the video and make some notes. So cartouches are where the Egyptians wrote the name of their king or queen inside an oval shape called a cartouche to show that they were special. Here you can see some examples. They're pretty amazing. I wonder if you can decode any of them. Pause the video to make some notes about cartouches. So, why do you think the Egyptians used hieroglyphs? This is the thinking question. I'm not going to give you any ideas. So pause the video and write down what you think. And do let me know why you think the Egyptians used hieroglyphs and why you think they're so important. So, I have shown you where these are. There's a sheet here called Crack the Hieroglyphs Egyptian God Names activity sheet. That's for you guys to do. That's your first task, and I would love to see. You don't need to print it off, but you could just write it. I'd love to see your work that you've done. Pause the video while you go online and do that activity sheet now. Okay, so these are the 2 activity sheets. This is to help you, and this one here is the one you're going to do. So your next challenge is to go onto Purple Mash, and I would like you to do, I think I've put on chapters 3, 4, 5, nope, 3's already on there, so 4, 5, 6 on there. If you haven't done the previous ones, it'd be really good to start at the beginning because it's an interesting book. So that's for you to do all over the week. There's plenty there for you to do. I might even put up on Purple Mash a hieroglyphics paint thing so you can create your own hieroglyphic script, which might be fun. And that's not compulsory, it's just for you guys to have a little bit of fun. So, don't forget to send in all your work to yr3@grange.harrow.sch.uk. I can't wait to see all of your work. I'm really impressed. So, we're going to just review the LI very quickly. We can recognise what hieroglyphics are, and we can begin to translate them into English. So, if we see this picture here, it would represent an A. This picture here would represent an R, etc, etc. We know why they were used in ancient Egypt. Well, we do. We know that they were used for communicating, for writing down pharaoh's thoughts, for tax reasons, for trade, lots of things. And we understand why they're important. Well, yeah, because pharaohs needed them. The scribes used them to write down the pharaoh's taxes and all the income, and it was a way of communicating and worshipping the gods. How do they relate to us today? Well, we've got our own writing system because of it. Maybe if there weren't ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, we wouldn't have our own writing system. So I'm going to leave you with this, and I hope to see you all soon and see some work that you've done. I'll see you all soon. Bye!